Hidden Object Guru here with hot new game Skjoldur story. Or Skjoldur Tori. I don't know if I'm supposed to use the S twice. I probably am.
I think it's supposed to be like a J sound at the beginning, like shoulder.
Skjoldur story?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Hey, Coffee. Oh yeah, Mulrooney was just the Prime Minister of Canada for a lot of years in the 80s. He brought in the terrible goods and services tax. And he made it illegal to do a sensible thing with taxes, which is make them apply to the product before you buy it. Like sane countries, if there's a price tag on a thing, right? That's what you pay.
Yeah.
And in countries with insane anti-tax right-wing politicians, when you go to the cash, they then add tax and you get pissed off at the tax. And so one of the things the Liberals wanted to do, and the NDP wanted to do when they were being forced to let in the GST, was say, okay, but just apply it to products. And he's like, no, not only am I going to create this new tax, while taking away a tax that rich people and manufacturers paid, because it wasn't generating any more money. They were just having a tax that consumers would have to pay instead of one that manufacturers would have to pay, because he was a dirtbag. And they said, well, at least let's just add it to the price tags. Let's not make people have to pay 15% or whatever your local government charges plus 8%, because it was an 8% tax, on everything at the cash. And he was like, nope, not only am I forcing people to pay this tax, I'm going to make sure they get mad about the tax all the time. Because that's what tends to turn people conservative.
He also brought in the free trade.
Oh God!
Which actually
NAFTA.
really hurt. NAFTA really hurt the Canadian economy.
Yep.
Because what you have to remember about Canada is we have all the natural resources.
Yeah.
At the time, we had manufacturing in Canada, so we had. Canada had, well, let's put it in today's terms. Canada had a whole bunch of like drug manufacturing companies that manufactured, things like, vaccines here in Canada. And as a direct result of NAFTA,
that all got shut down.
So manufacturing in Canada
Skjoldur
because of
it means shield. It's shield story.
There we go.
Boom.
So I was right about the D.
Skjoldur.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like got a D sound.
How do I use it? That didn't work.
There was nothing we could do either, Brian. But that's
nice.
why people really hated Mulrooney, because literally as a result we saw the
manufacturing sector in Canada collapse. This is a true story. I live in Ottawa, the nation's capital, and there were like big warehouse-style buildings where people actually built things in the nation's capital, all in my neighborhood when I was growing up.
Yeah, your neighborhood, yeah.
Yeah, and that all went away because of NAFTA. Because it was suddenly super cheap to buy stuff from abroad.
I grew up on a town, in a city on the border to America, right on the St. Lawrence River, that had a ton of manufacturing.
I have a map!
I am literally from a factory town. And how many factories does that town have left?
Just the one.
Yep. One tiny little factory.
Yeah, like literally, here's a fun fact. If you bought a video cassette tape in Ontario in the 1980s and 90s,
it was made in my hometown.
It was literally, there's a big BASF factory making those VHS tapes.
Paper factory.
In Cornwall, Ontario.
There was also Cornwalls. They did a lot of like other plastic and
papery
papery stuff too. They shut down.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
There's like a bottling factory left, and I think that's
Check it out. You can grab the stuff they throw at you and start shooting it back. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, I didn't see your comment about Bill Gates. NAFTA is the North American Free Trade Agreement.
Yeah. And it's terrible.
So basically what it means is...
we did not see the Bill Gates comment, but yeah, Bill Gates is trash, if that's what you were bringing up. Just a trash monster.
Well, he's not... I think you're exaggerating how bad Bill Gates is. I think
he's destroyed education, the entire education system in America, out of his own arrogance.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm calling him a trash goblin.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, so what happened with NAFTA, put simply, is it basically made it so that they opened up the borders so that America could bring all their goods here and not be crazy taxed. So manufacturing in Canada went away. So literally what happens in Canada is, for example, we have, all of the trees in Canada. So we're going to cut down all of our trees, send all that wood to America to be manufactured.
Or Mexico.
Or Mexico, for that matter. And then
to be
sent
turned
back
into
here.
things. Yeah.
Same
that
with
we
all
then
our
have to pay
mining
for.
of metals.
Yeah, so we're not adding value to anything before selling it, so it's hurting our economy. We're just selling raw materials. It's terrible. All right, is it the key?
You thought it was Texas that ruined education in the U.S., Brian?
Yeah, I mean, that was a part, but you got to remember, Bill Gates was right on board with all of George Bush's terrible race for the top stuff, or whatever it was called. His No Child Left Behind. No Child Left Behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Gates co-funded all of that, signed on it, and paid his own money to ruin American education.
He was convinced.
He was, and he was wrong.
Yes.
And we appreciate it, Marissa. We are always delighted by your stories of wasting money.
Well, the problem with Trudeau, Maddie, is he's between a rock and a hard place in that, we're now at the point where we don't have manufacturing in Canada, and it would take a ton of spending to get manufacturing back. So now we're at a point where we are reliant on America.
Yeah, we've committed to globalization. Yeah. It's a real problem.
And that's a huge problem.
Oh, yeah.
Now, one thing Trudeau has done that I actually really like is has signed a lot of agreements with other countries when, it looked like Trump wasn't going to sign a deal with Canada.
He made his own deals.
He made his own deals with other countries, which is great because now we have more countries to actually sell our goods to.
Yeah.
And import from. So we're not so reliant on American goods anymore.
What you got to remember, Maddie, is Trudeau came into a world built by Stephen Harper and Trudeau, and a little bit by his father, but built by Stephen Harper and by sorry about that,
Bill
and Jean
Gates?
Chrétien.
Yeah.
And Jean Chrétien was okay. Paul Martin was a real problem.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with these whirlpools?
Jean Chrétien punched that guy.
God. Best moment of, all of our lives watching politics. Guy walks up to our prime minister, gets in his face, and he just grabbed his throat and shoved him out of the way. Literally grabbed his throat and just shoved. And you're like, you go, Jean Chrétien. We love you. And then the funny part was, the Conservatives tried to say, how terrible that he would do this. And I'm like, no, that was awesome. Everyone loves him now. He was literally being threatened, and he stood up for himself. The only thing you should ask in that situation is, where exactly were his bodyguards?
Yeah.
Where exactly were that man's bodyguards? Well, yes, and he also promised the big one, which was electoral reform.
Oh, there's another
which I'm
big
still
one.
pissed about.
The electoral reform, I'm really pissed about, and clean drinking water for native reservations would be really
pretty
good.
Awesome, actually.
That's a promise you make when you're running for prime minister that you should probably effing keep.
That would be great. I don't understand why throwing a whirlwind at him made us jump together. That was weird. Electoral reform, Maddie. He was supposed to bring in a new kind of election system in Canada so we didn't just have first past the post. And whether that's ranked ballots or whether that's proportional representation, we need something in Canada so that Conservatives can't keep getting power with only 30% of the vote. Well, okay, 34% of the vote.
And for that matter, Liberals.
And Liberals, yes.
Because that's the thing. It doesn't necessarily benefit the Liberal Party either.
Nope. Yeah, no. We really need something. And again, that can be ranked ballots, that can be proportional representation. I'm fine with either one, but we need something to modernize our electoral system. What the hell is this? It's letters?
Yeah, there's a problem on a lot of reservations where they don't have clean drinking water.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And, you know how we were all, as Canadians, offended by the whole Flint, Michigan thing? Yeah, we got our own problems.
Yeah, we've been through some of that here. Yeah. Oh, you step on it to teleport those.
There are areas where they haven't had clean drinking water for a really long time, and he ran on a promise to get clean drinking water there, and has not fixed that, which is,
it's really troubling.
Kind of a problem.
Yep.
Yes, we totally do need to boycott Nestle. We actually do boycott Nestle in our household.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love chocolate, but I won't let a Nestle product be in this house.
To the point where Hoguru here has discovered that a lot of sparkling waters, even if they're not made by Nestle, are bottled by Nestle.
Or even distributed, even if they're not bottled by them.
Distributed by Nestle, and refuses to buy those ones too.
Yeah.
So, literally buys sparkling water that's imported from Italy.
That is one of my weirder affectations. Wait, I came all this way and I can't get there because I haven't already hit the W? Come on, game! Yeah, Flint still doesn't have clean water. It's horrific. Although I think my favorite story about Flint was when, I don't know, I don't even remember which terrible American politician it was, tried to blame the government of Flint as proof that Democrats can't govern themselves. Because either, again, he's a liar, or he honestly didn't know that, no, the Republican leadership came in and took over the state and destroyed their drinking water to save $5 a person a year. And I'm like, yeah, no, it was literally. And that's why the show Parks and Recreation disturbed me so much. And I was really sad about its failure to, like, use its platform to address a major issue. Because it was about city managers coming in and taking over a town. But historically, when that's happened in real life, it's because the government wants to dice that town up and sell it to rich people and developers. And that's what happened to Flint.
Okay, Horror King, I believe you said Bill Gates wants to block out the sun? I think that's what you said when I scrolled up. Sorry, the comments are... I'm also captivated by the games being played. It's a cool game. So I'm having trouble following all the comments.
It depends on the bottled water, Maddie, but Perrier... Perrier is bottled by Nestle. I think Evian might be bottled and distributed by Nestle. A giant amount of water producers, resources are all held by Nestle. Like, always check the bottle before you buy it. It's a truly upsetting amount. It is all made by Nestle.
And I mean, typically we don't buy bottled water in our house.
No, only when I'm going on the road.
Sparkling water is like a treat.
Yeah, and then I will only buy Italian sparkled water that has no association with Nestle. Yeah. Are you seeing what that guy can do?
We do sometimes buy large bottles of water when we're traveling, like going someplace.
Well, of course.
Yeah,
that's what I said, when we're on the road.
We also sometimes just travel with a water filter.
Yeah, that'll happen too. What? Well, this game got nuts fast.
I'm sure that's a joke about Mr. Burns.
It is.
That feels like one of those Bill Gates things that is not true. And it's
He's
just
basically Mr. I mean, come on, let's be honest here. He's basically Mr. Burns.
I honestly don't think Bill Gates is evil. I just think he's...
He literally said, we shouldn't make vaccines public domain.
Yes.
Mr. Burns has never done anything that evil.
True.
He's
but
literally...
I don't think he knows that's evil. Like, I honestly think he's delusional.
I mean, that's possible. I don't think that's much of an excuse, but you're right, it is possible. He's just delusional and he thinks markets are going to solve problems because exploiting markets made him a billionaire. And I'm like, yeah, the exploitation's the problem, Bill. Jesus.
The Nestle problem. Oh, God. In a nutshell.
I just want you to look up Nestle, Africa. I'm gonna give you some things to Google, okay? This is the keywords I want you to put into Google. Google this. And type in Nestle, Africa, baby formula. And after you've done that, you'll never buy a Nestle product again.
Nestle also bribes politicians in countries to say that water isn't...
right.
a right and buys up all the water. For example, in California, Nestle has bought up water rights in California to fresh drinking water reserves when there's actually a fresh drinking water shortage in California.
Basically, no one has any fresh water in California, but they're still letting Nestle bottle and sell huge amounts of drinking water every day that people could just be drinking and pay normal, normal rates to
literally, Nestle is bottling your tap water
and selling it back to you.
For
1,000 times the price it would cost if you had just drank it out of your tap. Yeah. So I mean, and yes, all bottled water companies do that. Nestle is just the worst bottled water company. And there's no nice way to put a spin. There's no way to put a nice spin on that. They're just evil.
And, from their chocolate side of things, there's also a lot of labor and whatnot.
Oh, there's so much slavery in chocolate production. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's not great. Makes me feel good about not liking chocolate that much.
I get that. Woohoo! He's the snowflake! Nestle's the worst. They want to privatize drinking water all over the world, Maddie. They want to be in charge of water, which, uncoincidentally, would put them in charge of the world.
I don't think that's true, Horror King.
They are, and this is true. Yeah, that's probably not true, Horror King.
Yeah.
It's possible. Bill Gates said the much more reasonable statement that as everyone moves into more stable economic conditions in the middle class, people will start having less children. And that is 100% true. That will happen. Because that's what's happening all over the world now. In places throughout South America. Oh, you have to catch where all of them went.
Nestle bribes governments, Marissa. They bribe governments.
Oh yeah, they're disgusting.
That's how it's legal.
Yes! Yeah, they just give the governments money to make them legal, Marissa. It's disgusting.
Yes, Horror King, and that's the problem with Bill Gates. You have someone like Hoguru here who disagrees with Bill Gates' principles, but that gets mixed up with all the Bill Gates conspiracy theorists who are anti-vaccine people.
Bill Gates is a bad guy, and he's always been a bad guy.
Again,
but it's not in an elaborate conspiracy theory way. He's just a bad guy.
And I think on some level he's trying to do some good in the world.
Yeah,
but is blinded by his capitalism and his own greed.
Well, I think part of the problem is, he has been told by all of society that being rich means his opinion is valuable. Yeah. But the fact is, he knows very little about almost anything other than how to build a computer 50 years ago. That's what he knows about. A good way to build a software program 50 years ago. He couldn't do... Oh, no, we had to do it twice? Are you kidding? Okay, do you see where the other ones are?
What are you looking for?
The crabs that hide in these rocks. I think the rocks glint if I'm next to one. Yeah, there it is. No, I was wrong. Okay, so watch where they go. I missed where all of them went.
Yeah, me too.
This is really difficult. That is great to hear. I am glad that Markiplier is donating a bunch of his money to charity. But as I've always said, I don't really approve of charity generally.
This is a weird statement, guys.
My feeling is simply that if something needs to get done, the government should be doing it. That's why we have a government. If you accept the idea... What?
He's not saying he disapproves of the idea of
charity. Oh, no. Hey, if you want to give all of your money to less fortunate people...
the fact that their charities are necessary to support people.
Not just necessary.
Yeah.
The idea that anyone should suggest that charity is a solution to a problem... I have deep problems.
It's just when you say that statement that you have a problem with charity, it sounds
I know, I get your point.
A problem with
come on, okay. You watch the green one and the orange one, I'll watch the yellow one and the red one, okay? No, they got me! This is tough. And Bill Gates does not donate money. What Bill Gates has done is this really shady thing that rich people are doing lately, where he is committed to, at a certain point in the future, donate 60% of his money. He hasn't actually donated, he's committed to at some point in the future, and he gets huge tax benefits for committing to donate at some point in the future without actually having to do it.
He does have charities.
All right, here we go.
Also,
yeah, except what he thinks of as a charity is a way to destroy the education system in America. Because, by the way, that all counts as a charitable thing.
Bring it down a second.
Oh, no. Okay. So, look at the crabs.
Mm-hmm.
You follow the... Okay.
The yellow one's there and the green one's
All right, let's start again. All right.
What? I followed 2 of them.
Okay. I lost him again. All right, we can do this. So...
Green one's up there, yellow one's down there.
Here?
I think so.
You were right. Where's the green one?
The green one's in the top corner one.
Okay.
I think.
Oh, no. It's probably... I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if that's the story you heard, Maddie, because people reported it as he donates a lot of money. What? But again, he was just making a commitment to donate. Now continue.
Shush.
I did.
Shishy beans.
I did.
So, he does donate money.
Ugh.
He has committed to donating money, and he does donate money.
Yes.
And one of his charities is involved in, oh God, what's the vaccine development and all that, but what's the specific disease he's trying to eliminate? I can't remember.
Which is all well trying to get out ringworm in the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Which is important.
Yeah, which is all well and good. But he's also heavily involved in vaccine development, which again sounds like a great thing, except... And, like, I was like, well, at least he's doing this. Except for the fact that when they started developing, they developed COVID-19 vaccines, he was like, oh, no, you can't make those public domain.
Yeah.
And actually convinced the drug companies that had developed these vaccines that they couldn't make them a public domain because other countries, poorer countries, would have to pay for those vaccines. And
see, the thing about Bill Gates is...
I don't understand how you don't make a vaccine for a global pandemic public domain so any country can manufacture it.
The thing about Bill Gates is, right?
And at that point, he lost.
You can look at all of his charity, but if you look closely at all of Bill Gates' charity, and I mean all of it, you'll always find...
Sorry, Brian. That is awesome.
It is. Ringworm. He's trying to wipe out ringworm. It's very difficult. Yeah. But the thing is, if you look at Bill Gates, everything he donates money to, right, winds up being a way for Bill Gates to make more money. And that's not an accident. He does stuff that sounds good, but if you look close, he's looking for a way to generate profit, even when he's quote-unquote donating money. And that's why Bill Gates is a bad guy. The same bad guy he's always been. Also, Oprah is the most delightful woman in the world, but she has the worst taste in friends. I want to point out that Oprah gave us both Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil, 2 of the most just trash people on earth.
No, ringworms are not tapeworms.
No, completely different thing.
What is the... I'm blanking on the technical term.
Come on! All right.
I can't think of it.
Okay, wait. There. I think I've got this. I think I have it. Wait, is this happening?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's the fastest any one of those goes. Happy Halloween, Marissa.
Yay! Happy Halloween!
Dr. Phil is trash because he, what do you call it? Runs a thing designed not to help people, but to exploit people's mental problems and make himself more famous and make a lot of money. And he sent a whole ton of kids to a behavioral improvement tough love camp where a ton of them got horribly abused. And Dr. Phil, not a great guy.
Yeah, the confrontational
this is going
thing
amazingly
he does for ratings with a lot of the
people who have serious mental or personality issues,
or addictions or whatnot, is actually not how you're supposed to confront people.
No,
like your classic intervention. Remember the show where people did interventions? That kind of confrontation is not how you're supposed to confront someone about.
And we've known that for like 10 years now, and he still keeps doing it.
I'm sorry, AA knew that way longer.
That's true.
Al-Anon and Alcoholics Anonymous have been talking about this stuff for years.
Oh, yeah.
It seems that they had it right all along.
I think Maury and Jerry Springer are much more honest. about what they're doing.
They're not presenting themselves as therapists.
They're not. Yeah, they're not therapists. They don't claim they're helping
they're
people.
doctors. They're just exploitive journalists. So
yep.
in that way, they're more honest, and people that go on their shows kind of know what they're getting.
Oh, I think anyone who's invited to be on Jerry Springer knows exactly what they're in for.
Whereas if you're going on Dr. Phil, there's that name doctor in the headline. Yeah. So you think you're going on a show that's actually going to help you.
The terrifying thing about Dr. Oz is he's literally one of the world's best surgeons. But he will do anything his wife says.
Yeah.
And she is an absolute loon vis-a-vis alternative medicine. Like an absolute bonkers loon about alternative medicine. And because he'll do anything his wife tells him to, he's got a show about how great it, great alternative medicine is.
He was like pandering, peddling.
That was terrible. I just got crushed.
Like supplements or vitamins.
But yeah, that's all coming from his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, his wife is and he's one of the best surgeons on earth. Literally.
That is, Marissa, that's great. That's great.
Like, this is a man who would fix the hearts of 250 people a year.
Yeah. Like, he's a great surgeon. He's a great heart surgeon. But that's all he is a heart surgeon. That's
all he is.
And that's not to diminish the fact that he's a heart surgeon, but that does not mean...
But it's like Ben Carson. Yeah. You can be the best brain surgeon on earth and also be maybe the dumbest man in the world.
Yeah. Like... And this is the thing about amongst a lot of people that I know that work in the medical profession.
Oh,
like a general practitioner often is the smartest actual man in the room or woman.
That's amazing, Marissa.
Right. Because again, the general practitioner has to deal with everything and have be an expert in a little bit of everything. Know when to send their patient to a heart specialist.
Oh yeah.
Know when to.
Yeah, no, I think my favorite thing is if you ask non-surgeons, like, who are generally, like, the most terrible people, they'll be like, oh, it's always surgeons.
Oh, yeah.
They all, because they cut into human flesh and save lives, they all have God complexes, and they're all ridiculously arrogant.
Yeah. Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange. They made a whole movie about it?
Perfect. It's the perfect characterization.
Yes, it worked! Hello. I suspected I could use this to teleport me, and I was right.
Area May.
Wait, thanks for dropping by. We're talking about what an awful person Dr. Phil is.
This is usually a chill stream. We got off on a tangent today.
And now a lot of people are learning that Dr. Phil is terrible.
And Nestle.
Yeah, I think everybody knows Nestle's terrible.
I laugh, but it's
I have been legit praying that Nestle will, because for a couple of years now, Ferrero has wanted to buy Nestle's chocolate operations. And if they would just do that, I could get all the Nestle chocolate bars I want without paying the most evil company in the world money to help them do evil. Oh, no. Damn it.
Jesus, Maddie, that's horrible.
What is? I didn't see it? Oh.
Yeah, when you see that kind of stuff, I can remember when Dr. Phil, everybody was talking about him, and okay, fine, I'll tune into one episode of his show, and I was out because all he did was scream at this poor kid who, had, acted out a whole bunch and was an addict, but, had reasons to be, and was, he just screamed at this kid instead of actually getting this kid help, and I was like,
how do we summon a goat?
I'm out.
We need to summon a goat somehow. I don't know if Nestle uses palm oil in their products. Probably. It's used in a lot of chocolates. Is palm oil a monstrously unethically sourced thing?
Often.
Oh, okay. I just don't know a ton about, damn it, palm oil, so I cannot weigh in on that. Is that true, Arime? Nice. I'm a big fan of spotted owls, so thumbs up emoji to owl possession. I gotta say, I didn't know what to expect from Skjoldur story, but this is a very fun puzzle, puzzle adventure game.
Maddie,
plays really well. No, it's good you're going to do that, Maddie, and it is quite tragic. Oh, hey, I can go left as well. Nice. Fun fact, we played a game of Devour, which is about a goat demon. It was quite delightful. I think we all had a good time with it. Although you'd have to ask the people we played the game with. How the hell am I supposed to... Oh, wait, I think I know what to do. Summon him over here. But like this, yes. And now I use his power to activate the slime gate. But I will need him to shoot slime at me for that to work, which isn't happening yet. Ow! Come on. Slime gate. Are they just refusing to spit slime at me? I'm getting down to 1, so they'll be more manageable. The fact that my shield like only protects me from ranged attacks, and if they just walk up to me I get killed, is not helping my progress through the game. There, done. Finally. You're the best. Everyone says so. That's true, Marissa. It's entirely down to you that we won that game of Devour. Boom.
We should play the
new maps here?
game
Cool.
at some point. Remember we were going to play that again?
Yeah, we definitely will. We got it! Take
I like
that,
that
people
you know
who thought.
what I meant by explode
It's
game.
clear what you meant.
Okay.
Yeah, keep talking and nobody explodes. Yeah, very popular game. Oh, that's tough, Maddie. Sounds like, and I know this is very depressing, you're going to have to look through obituaries around the time when you know the person died.
I mean, or use social media.
Social media works too.
Like mutual acquaintances, it's something you could do to like discover it.
Yeah. Luckily, obituaries are all published, so it's not impossible to do. Dang! So I have to get up there and throw slime at that guy to make him walk so I can teleport across. It's quite an elaborate series of puzzles in this game. Quite reasonable, Maddie. That is a good way to look at things. Boom. Alright, so here's what I have to do to get past this puzzle area. So I have to start by getting a whirlwind from this walking tornado dude. Right? So you get the whirlwind. You go down here. You use the whirlwind to jump across. Alright? Boom. Alright. Then, while you're over here, you gotta kill one of these dudes, as I previously established. Oh, damn it! They trapped me. Alright, so you grab another whirlwind, you get back away from here. Now I have to get slime power from this guy, but as you've seen, it's very hard to do that. Alright, good, he's trapped. Now he has to slime me. Alright, so I got slime power. So I rush up here, fire the slime power. Get a pillow under there, woman. Oh, he always moves from the direction he was shot at in. I didn't realize that. See, I'm learning new things all the time.
Have a good night, Marissa. Yeah, you stayed extra late tonight.
We appreciate it. And he killed me again. Oh. Don't know what that is, Maddie. Wow. This game is tough. Like, I know what to do. It's one of those things that you get in these Zelda puzzle-style games.
Well, Maddie, I don't think you should,
where you can know exactly what you have to do, and still, it's really hard on the, to coordinate.
You should blame yourself or something like that.
Of course not.
Especially since you attempted to support that person.
You attempted to support, and you live across on the other side of the world.
Yeah, you can only...
You can't take in everything on your own.
And of course, that is all of our instincts to do.
Of course. Everybody always blames themselves when something tragic happens.
Or even
Totally
wishing
normal.
you could do more for those that, need help, but that you just don't have the capacity to help.
Alright, I got it. So, Kabonga. Huh. Now, how does that help? I thought getting that was going to let me teleport over there. But it's not. Because I can't get teleported that far, see?
I'm hungry.
We'll get you a snack in a minute, don't worry. It's very puzzling. I can't be supposed to do it while he's moving. That wouldn't make sense. Oh.
Oh, obituaries.
Obituary. Yeah, sorry. Obituary. Obituary. It's a listing in the newspaper of everyone who has died in a given city. It's the part of the newspaper where they let you know who has recently deceased.
People often summarize it into obits.
Obits. O-B-I-T, yes. Damn, that was bad. I'm trying to think of a way this could be going worse, and it's not coming to me. That's totally normal, Maddie. No one's expecting you to know how to spell a word you've never seen before. What? Oh, because I had moved. All right, so...
like, looking at it, I was like, oh, now I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
All right, so Shield's story is kind of good. Like, I'm going to have to go further into it. I would have to go further to, like, really confirm this, but it's a very, very clever adventure game. Wait, can I just... Oh my god, was there one right over here? And I could have gotten the fourth one immediately?
I wrote it out for you, Maddie.
All right, let's see if this works. Boom. Okay.
There we go.
Careful.
Sometimes Google is helpful.
Every now and then. It's happened.
Right?
Yeah.
Although, wow, is their, like, newsfeed horrible lately?
Really? I haven't used it.
Oh, well, I have it on my cell phone for news stories. And
is that all four? Oh my god, it's all four.
Predictive, like, searches and stuff like that to get what you're looking for. And I keep getting propaganda stories about, like, anti-vaccine and I'm like, what world do you think I want to see this shit?
They don't care. They're getting money to send it to you.
I know.
And it's as simple as that.
Ugh.
It's disgusting.
I mean,
I
keep reporting those publications.
Which is a great idea.
But I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, but it sucks that, like, people are spending money to send lies to you.
Usually you just do an internet search. So if you go, if you know where that person lived when they passed away, you could say, like, and, like, the date or approximate date, you could say, like, April 2018, I'm trying to think of a place, Melbourne, Australia, obituaries.
Yeah, and then you can just get a listing of them.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Not everybody is necessarily listed in the obituaries,
but it's a good place to start.
It's becoming a more old-fashioned thing, where people now will start just doing announcements on social media instead.
Yep.
But it is commonly still used.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're wrapping up the stream now, Coffee, so that's fine. We did it! We opened the secret door!
The majority will be online, and most stay online for a long time, too. You'll find, like, links to funeral homes and stuff like that if there was a service.
What an
Again,
awesome
before
dungeon.
the pandemic, when there were services for people. But typically, funeral homes leave those postings up for quite a few years.
That bat is deadly and a half. Anyway, like I said, Skjoldur story, legit impressive. I am interested to see where it goes from here. And wow, are we doing some Zelda things? Because as you can see, there are literally a bunch of blocks that swap color when you hit them. How cool is that? And see, this is the one problem with the game, and this is not a big problem, but I will say it is a minor problem with the game. I feel like there's probably a little too much combat in this game. Like, because the combat's very awkward and weird, and you have to, like, use your shield and also get powers. It's a whole thing. But other than that, like, I'm all on board for Skjoldur's story. Anyway, I've been the Hidden Object Guru. Thanks for coming on this journey with me. If you had a good time and you'd like to see more, there's buttons for that coming up. Questions, suggestions, related whatnots, go in the comment section below the video. We will see you back here for more new and upcoming games. But until then, I'd like to say that's right. Au revoir.